Right now Pixel 2 is priced almost half of Pixel 3 and you can still get an impressive camera, latest updates and enough power to run all of your favorite apps. So is it still a good choice to buy Pixel 2 or Pixel 2 XL in 2018? Let's check it out. Hi guys, I'm Aditya from fastprice.com and today let's talk about Pixel 2. Now you know that Google has officially joined the Notch army after the company launched Pixel 3 in possibly the most boring way. We all saw that event, right? And that extra deep notch. But many of us already have Pixel 2 or we are thinking about buying a new phone. So is this flagship from last year any good in 2018? Can it run our apps, our games? Before you assume, I'm not comparing Pixel 2 with Pixel 3 here. That's an entirely different topic that I'd love to do. Also, the difference between Pixel 2 and 2 XL is mostly the screen. So much of what I say will apply to both the phones unless I say it otherwise. But before we move ahead, why don't you hit that subscribe button down below and the bell icon as well and become an important part of our YouTube family. Now let's get started. I've been using this Pixel 2 XL for quite a few months now and it's surprising to see that it's still as smooth as a new one. However, one thing is that it's a serious dust magnet. I mean, like, I'm doing a job of cleaning it almost every other day. But the hard truth is that Pixel 2 has become older and you can get many other smartphones with better specs and maybe at lesser price, like you have OnePlus 6 or 6T which runs the Snapdragon 845 while Pixel 2 has Snapdragon 835. Now, I'm not saying that Pixel 2 is the best smartphone, but let me ask you one question. Are specs the only thing that you should consider while buying a smartphone? I mean, a smartphone could give you tons of RAM or an out-of-the-world processor, but what if it fails to deliver that overall experience? Of course, there is no direct answer for this question, but with Pixel 2, you are getting a decent hardware, and what's more important is the fresh and optimized software experience it provides. Probably that's the reason people have praised Pixel phones in general. So let us talk about some of the pros and cons of Pixel 2 XL that I found while using this phone. And after we are done, you can decide if you want to give it a shot or not. The first thing is the camera, which is why I love Pixel 2, because this is what that makes it different from other Android phones. You have Google's AI working in the background. In fact, we have shot this section of the video using Pixel 2 so that you can see the camera in action. Now, I am not a professional photographer, but Pixel 2 doesn't disappoint anytime when you have to take photos or record videos. Recently, I took my phone on a vacation and here are some of the images I took. This one I captured it during the morning hours and from a moving car, and you can see that Pixel 2 has still managed to retain the detail, but I guess this is pretty standard for a smartphone these days. This is a portrait mode photo taken from the front camera. Now, a reason Pixel 2 should tap its back is that people are still finding its photos comparable to that of iPhone XS. For example, I found this what I like to call light of inspiration. Now, both these images are equally good. They have almost same amount of detail, but here XS seems to have captured more light than Pixel 2. In fact, that's the case with almost all of the images that you compare. Like in this image that I took during the daytime. Here also the picture taken by XS is slightly brighter. Anyway, take a look at this video that I took in the park. Here you can see that the video stabilization of Pixel 2 is quite good, and I think that I don't need any gimbal or any other external stabilizer. Now let's move on to software experience. Now you know that Pixel 2 is already running Android P, but Google has promised that Pixel 2 will receive software updates until October 2020. So what does that mean? Now wait for it. It means that the phone will also receive the Android Q update and possibly the Android R update. If that is not enough for you, then let me tell you, my friend, that Pixel 2 is also getting some of Pixel 3's AI powered features, including night mode and top shot. I took this image using the camera mod released by XDA developers, and here you can see how just a software update can take low light photography to another level. Also, Google reserves some features as exclusive to Pixel phones. For example, in the case of Pixel 2, you have the Pixel launcher, you have these AR stickers, and if we talk about the new stuff, you have call screen feature which is yet to arrive. It lets the AI take the call on your behalf and catch the spam callers. But it isn't just about the new features and software updates. One day, if some nasty bug or a harmful malware is spotted, then Pixel 2, in fact Pixel devices in general, are the first ones to get the security patch for that. Now when you talk about performance, some people might say that Pixel 2 Snapdragon 835 isn't the fastest out there. And one can't do anything but agree on this fact. But I can't remember any recent times when I saw my Pixel 2 lagging or gasping for air in the middle of something. Also, even if we talk about 2018, I don't think that there will be many apps that will trouble this phone. Now when you have smartphones in the market with like 10 GB of RAM, Pixel 2 has just 4 GB. But you can run all the latest demanding games like Asphalt 9, PUBG, Fortnite, and still get a decent amount of performance out of it. But if you want a smartphone for gaming, I think you should go for more dedicated options like the Razer phone or the Asus ROG gaming phone. Talking about the display, you may not find it as good as that of other flagships like iPhone XS or Galaxy Note 9. And people have also criticized it for some reasons that I'll discuss later. Still, if we set the shortcomings aside, it's good enough to keep me glued for a couple of hours if I need to binge watch. But here I'll give more credit to the front facing stereo speakers, which I genuinely like. These guys are seriously loud, and in fact they are enough to fill an average sized room if no other sound is present. You can hear it yourself.
Yeah, down myself, and I'm too proud to ask for help. When you see me beside myself,
the only problem is when you set the volume to maximum, the screen starts vibrating. The battery life of Pixel 2 XL is also very good, considering the fact that I don't use my phone all the time. I can get a battery backup of more than a day on a single charge. But even on days when I make lots of calls or stay on social media, I can easily survive till the end of the day. The only time when I needed a power bank was when I was on my trip and I was recording videos all the time. So the phone was lasting for like 6 or 7 hours on a single charge. On the hardware front, Pixel 2 has got you future-proof. It has many different sensors built in. It has USB-C, it has Wi-Fi AC, it has Bluetooth 5.0, and it also has eSIM that Google uses to support the Project Fi. You might already know about a hardware feature on Pixel 2 XL called the ActiveEdge. Now I can squeeze my phone to fire up the Google Assistant or put it on silent mode when some annoying person calls again and again. But I can also use some third-party app to customize the edges so that I can open a particular app just by squeezing my phone. Now I think this is where things become interesting. As I said, I recorded tons of videos on my trip and I ended up filling all of the 128 GB storage in just 4 days. So what then? I just connected my phone to a Wi-Fi network, synced data, and got back some space only to fill it again with more photos and videos. Because you know that Pixel owners can upload unlimited photos and videos to Google Photos, and that too in original quality. And Pixel 2 here is no exception. Now it may not be a big deal for some people, but why it makes sense is that you don't have to pay an extra load of cash. Like you have a 512 GB variant for iPhone XS and Galaxy Note 9, but you don't have the same for Pixel 2 or even Pixel 3. However, the trade-off here is that Google gets to gobble down all of your photos and videos and make its AI more powerful. Because isn't that the reason that their phone can do wonders with just a single camera? Also, the sad part is that the privilege you are getting isn't going to last forever. You can check the expiry date in the Google Photos settings. But in any case, I don't think that you are going to use the same phone all that long, will you? Speaking of bad points, I can't say that Pixel 2 doesn't have problems just like any other Android. But the good thing is that Pixel 2 is backed by Google and it is famous, so that problems get highlighted quickly and they get fixed quickly. I know this is sounding more like a plus point here, but anyway, at its worst, Pixel 2 has been infamous for its screen problems, like the list includes the washed out displays or the screen burn-in issue or the bluish tint on the display. Google started shipping new displays in 2018, but the bluish tint can still be seen on some devices. Like mine also has it when you look at the display from a different angle. I hope you can see it on camera. Another disadvantage is that Pixel 2 doesn't have a glass back, and this takes away a fancy feature called wireless charging. It's an add-on, but in my opinion, that's not much of a deal breaker for now. And you can easily live your life with a wired fast charger. Now, as an Android user primarily, one thing that makes me jealous of iPhone users is the face unlock. I recently got a chance to review iPhone XS and since then I've been missing the Face ID more often.
Although you can get Face Unlock from several Android device makers, it isn't as safe as Apple's Face ID, which people can even use for making purchases. For Pixel, the intelligent minds at Google haven't yet figured out a secure way to add facial recognition support. Now, regarding the camera app, I think it misses some features. I really want Google to add the time-lapse mode and the hyperlapse mode. And also, after looking at the camera specs, some people want Google to add some sort of a manual or pro mode in their camera app.
So should you buy Pixel 2? Now, considering it's 2018, in my opinion, Pixel 2 is for those people who want the latest software, who want a good camera, and above all, the people who can live with the fact that their smartphone isn't the best in the market. I mean, it doesn't have the best hardware in the market. And also what you're getting is more of Google on this phone and every service that you use for the first time on this phone. For the people who want to crunch numbers in the benchmarking app, Pixel 2 is not a worthy option for you. You can try other options like you can try OnePlus 6T or the Galaxy Note 9, some other Android phone that is better in terms of hardware. However, if you are going for Pixel 2, I'd recommend that you should go for the XL version because don't you find the smaller one somewhat ugly and cheap? But again, it's a matter of personal preference, so you can pick whatever you want. These were my views on Pixel 2 and I hope I have cleared your confusion regarding the phone. Now use the comment section, drop your thoughts there. Also, I don't want you to miss any of our future videos, so please hit the subscribe button and I'll talk to you in the next one. Until the next time, take care.